I never had like a false ego. Cause you know, when you tell certain niggas like you have feminine bro, I ain't feminine. What you mean? Like they don't, you feel me? They ego get bruised. They can't understand like the higher concept. But I always been open. I always been a thinker. Shit that makes sense, it just makes sense. So I never, you know what I'm saying? I never felt like my ego was at stake or it made me, it's gonna make me less of a man. The shit just makes sense to me. Like I always been, even like I say, I fell into the harmful ideologies. You supposed to have all these women and this and that. But once I learned better, I just, it just clicked. Like for some people they have more of a reality shock before they can accept something. But it's like for me, like I say, I had spiritual awakenings. I didn't have ego deaths and shit. So it ain't like I could have fought nothing. It's in your face. When you have spiritual awakenings and different experiences, like I say, you can't you it ain't something you might as well, you shouldn't fight against it because it ain't gonna go nowhere. But I would say for me, I never really had them problems with accepting truth and shit like that. Cause one, like I say, for me, shit just makes sense. It's like stuff that I kind of already felt, but I didn't have the knowledge or, you know. So when I learned about, like I say, different energies and the way that it expresses itself and that you have masculine and feminine energy, for me, that shit just makes sense. Cause it's like, okay, it's just like, let's say for instance, I'm a masculine man. I like to do masculine shit. I like to work out. I like to shoot guns. I like dangerous shit. But I also like, because creativity and art is a feminine aspect.
Right, because you're creating yourself.
Yeah. So, like, yeah, creating and like I say, my first form of creativity was drawing. I used to draw. I started drawing in second grade, but I always been in tune with that side of myself too. So I can say that's probably a good another reason why I didn't have a problem because I've always been in tune with my feminine side. Like I said, I've always been a creative in every aspect of the word. I always, you know what I'm saying, just like a feminine thing is cooking. I like to cook, so I think another reason for that is I've been a pretty balanced person. Even not always, but more so balanced than others.
Then the
Cause
average
like I
guy,
said,
then the average guy,
yeah,
and the average black man especially is even more strict.
yeah, and I never really cared. Like, okay, bro, you like to do this? It's like that didn't bother me. Like, I like what I like, and it's like I think like who I am as a person is it was easy for people to accept me because I'm just who I am as a person. I don't know. I can't say I'm different because I don't really know how other people perceive me, but it just I don't know. I just ain't had no issue.
But
But I
like, it's
have
like you kind of force people to accept it, or just like not like when you're sure of like, yo, well, I'm just gonna do this anyway. It's like people kind of just gotta fall in line or just get over it eventually. But you gotta be bold enough to stand on that. So that speaks to like the type of person you were, like being willing to like stand outside of like other people's perception. Cause you gotta learn how to do that. Some people learn how to do it early. Like I think we both probably like learned it early as fuck. But like even if you're not like all the way knowing who you are, you know that you care more about what feels right to you versus other people. So
yep.
that's rare
I
though.
will I will say like I feel like for me I just evolve and mature more as I get older because like I did struggle with that a little bit when I was younger. Like I said, just like I say, when you're younger, you more impressionable and you want to be accepted a little more. Even if you got a personality to still do what you want to do, a part of you still want to be accepted by everybody. And but yeah, I think for me, the biggest the biggest thing was just learning the information and me having spiritual awakenings. Like I tell people, I didn't ask to be spiritual. I would be the average nigga in the hood, going to church and all of that. But the universe had a different, like I say, my life path, that's just what was in the cards for me. And once, like I say, them dark nights of the souls and ego deaths, you can't get away from that. You can't fight it. You can't be like, no, this ain't what I want.
Universe
Because the
like,
way the
nah, that's
energy
what it
move and the
is.
way the awakening happen, like it is what it is. It's like
Hmm.
you don't have no choice but to accept the fact. So it's like learning all this information. Say, and all like I say, I've been an open person, you feel me? Like this shit fascinated to me. So but spiritually, let me think of something that was hard for me to accept. It's like my biggest spiritual awakening, well, the most harsh one that didn't feel good was my dark night of the soul when I experienced ego death for the first time.
Was it off of
Obviously,
a
because
substance like a psychedelic?
no, when you a dark night of the soul comes, which I'll send you some stuff on it, but a dark night of the soul, that shit just happened. Like it's basically when your soul is ready to evolve,
Mm.
and you, like I say, you might not be on the right path, but it's gonna do it regardless of what you're doing in life. So, which let me look up the actual definition. I don't want to misquote because when I had a dark night of the soul, I didn't know what it was. I was to the point to where I was contemplating suicide
Mm.
because that shit felt so bad, and I just didn't understand what was going on. I was like, I can't. Not saying I would have did it, but like I say, it was that bad. So I was like, bro, I don't know how much longer I can do this. Day after day,
Was it like a
and
all at once thing, or was it like a build up?
it's like a feeling, a gradual feeling. Like it's with your consciousness. It's hard to describe. It's on a soul level. If you ever, for some anybody that ever went through it, you can only understand if you go through it.
That's what I'm
So,
wondering,
all right,
cause I'm kind of wondering like, damn, did I go? Cause I haven't done no psychedelics, but I feel like when I almost died, I had an ego death.
all
So
right. So
that
by
he said Dark
definition,
Night of the Soul.
yeah. When you
Okay,
get a chance, look that up and do some research on that. But
bad, bad.
yeah, by definition, the dark night of the soul is a profound period of spiritual crisis, inner turmoil, and existential emptiness. So
Hmm.
that's how you feel empty. Like when you have a dark night of the soul, you feel like you have no purpose, nothing matters. You feel me? And like I say, you lose your ego. The things that you like to do, you no longer like to do. Your personality, because I remember I had a nice ass car because I'm in the cars at that time. When I had that ego death, I didn't care about the car no more. I remember just looking outside, and like I said, I just be sitting there like I don't know who I am. It's because you lost your
Mm.
ego, you lost your personality, you lost who you thought you were, and you just like I don't know who I am. Don't nothing matter to me right now. So I'm going to work and shit every day, just going with the movements and shit, trying to I'm smiling, but I ain't nothing behind it. I ain't feeling nothing. Like I'm just you feel like an empty vessel. And that's how you know people be like every most people identify with their ego and they
Mhm.
don't understand that shit ain't real.
Mhm.
So that was one of the best things for me because I didn't really understand the concept of ego because I was so much into my ego,
Mm.
so much attached to it until I lost it. It's like, okay, I don't have no personality. I'm not who I thought I was. I don't but I'm still here. So what's left?
Mm. Damn, you
It's
just
like I
taught
know
me
I'm
some
here, but
shit. Yeah, I'm
yeah,
reading
but
this. It makes sense.
that's one of the worst fucking feelings. But it's for your growth because after you have a new level of understanding, but but yeah. It's the total collapse of your perceived meaning in life. It often arises after a traumatic event, such as the death of a loved one, a divorce, a severe illness, or simply a prolonged, unexplained crisis. And for me, that happened after a heartbreak. Which for me, I noticed in my life, I tend to have spiritual awakenings after bad relationships and shit. My very first spiritual awakening happened in high school, but it wasn't nothing like the Dark Night of the Soul though, because I had that, and the Dark Night of the Soul happened for me in 2021. And the thing about that is that shit can last years. Like I'm pretty, my Dark Night of the Soul was probably 2 years. I think I went through that shit, and like that feeling is like it gets intense. It'll lighten up a little bit, but it won't go fully away until it's over.
Mm,
And the thing about that is you don't just people don't always have one, which you could, but some people you have two or three dark nights of the soul over the course of your life, so you can have another one.
okay.
So on a soul level, but it's different for everybody. But yep, so but yeah, some interpretation, your ego dissolves, old identities, beliefs, and conceptual frameworks, feelings of meaningless, like I told you. That's probably the worst part for me.
Yeah, this
And then
this line right here I just read, this is so interesting what they said it. They said Saint John of the Cross taught that this darkness isn't a sign of God's absence, but rather a sign of his overwhelming closeness. Like looking directly into the sun's blinds the eyes. The sheer divine light
mhm,
temporarily disorients the soul to burn away spiritual imperfections. Damn, that's deep. That's deep.
like that shit
That makes
real.
sense.
Like if you just read that shit, you would think that's just some philosophy or something. But no, it's a real phenomenon because I it happened to me. Like I say, because I didn't know what was going on. So I'm just I something told me to just start researching. So I'm just typing in like different stuff that's going on with me until I eventually found out. And when I found out what it was, it gave me a sense of peace
Okay.
because I was like, I cannot keep living life like this. This shit, like I have no, I feel like I got no purpose. I'm having all these negative thoughts, which was past negative beliefs and shit coming up, stuff that I didn't want to face. All my shadows start coming up. So imagine that you lose your ego, you depressed, you feel empty, you feel like you got no purpose, and all your traumas and negative shit that you don't want to face coming up all at the same time.
Mm, yeah, I think I never like looked up a word for it, but like when I that thing about the ego, right? You not realizing certain things are also your ego, right? So, say for example, to survive, my family growing up homeless, with being an underdog, with growing up in a toxic environment, I developed certain things that I didn't realize were my ego, but they're positive traits in this, right? But I didn't realize they were my ego until I almost died. When I almost died and I got sick, first of all, number one, I was always a person that could always see the bright side of a situation or turn lemons to lemonade. Or I always had a bigger purpose or light guiding me in no matter how dark and how hard of a shit I went through. I could always see that. After that, and getting stripped of everything that made me, like literally everything that made me who I was, being optimistic, being able to think. I mean, I was actually stripped of every single thing that I was as a person. Me working hard. What happens when you can't work hard, when your body sits you down? What happens when you're disabled at 20? What happens when you can't think your way out of it because you're so sick? Your brain is literally like inflamed and you can't process. When you have to take a medication to survive, that also causes confusion. What happens when you use your voice your whole life and you couldn't talk and you lost your confidence in your voice because your breathing capacity was so low, people couldn't even hear you when you talk. When you have confusion, you're a confident person that can always speak, right? What you feel. now you don't have the confidence to speak because you speak, people can't hear you, and the medicine's causing confusion over what you say. You read, you learn to cope with the shit around you, and now you can't even read because now your medicine caused confusion. You listen to music as the backbone to get you through your life. That's when I knew I was in a different place. I couldn't even listen to music. I couldn't listen to music. That's when I knew I changed as a person. I was so depressed in nothing as a person. I couldn't even find a purpose. All the purpose that I had built up in my life, my motivation, gone. All the things I pride myself on that helped me make the most out of my circumstances, gone. Can't use that no more. Now I'm a blank slate of a person. I don't even know who I am anymore because the traits that I adapted to make the most out of things were gone. You can't sleep it off. I couldn't go to sleep. I couldn't eat. Like literally all the things that you could do to like go as a route to cope or to make all the things that I did, couldn't do it. Got cut off as an option. I had to go to hell with myself.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't, there was no place to go to. It was like, I was like, oh my God, this is just gonna be my life. And the only way I can get out of this is if I actually confront every single thing about myself as a person. Like there's actually no other way around or my life is gonna be hell. And I said, look, I don't know how long this shit gonna last. I don't know. But I said, bro, this is gonna make a difference on what my life is gonna be. This is gonna determine because now I have to rebuild myself from a blank slate, from nothing. I actually got turned into nothing in my lifetime. And that's an advantage that I have over other people. It's the way it happened to me wasn't ideal, but it's able to give me a perspective that most people wouldn't have got until maybe later in life, if ever. It
Yep.
was
Yeah.
fucking hell. Like, I mean, I wouldn't wish this on anybody, bro. I wouldn't, but you have to. You have to if you want to actually evolve. But you know what's crazy about that, Cartier, me going through that period also was the same thing that awakened my intuitive nature to realizing that it's a higher level, that it like, because our background always had these feelings or intuitions, but once I almost died, it like activated that shit almost instantly, and I was confronted with it. And
I just want to tell everybody just to keep going. Don't get caught up into the materialism that you see people flashing the money and stuff like that on Instagram. Mm-hmm. It can make you suicidal and angry. Just keep doing you and stay positive and try to better yourself. Do what you want to do, not what people tell you to do.
I'ma do me, give a fuck about what you saying, nigga. Fuck the world in a tank with the gang, nigga. Feel like the main call me Cartier, lil' flame, nigga. Been through storms, I still march like major pain, nigga. Had to tighten up my ears, I run through shit like Travis Kelce. I ain't tripping on nobody if you staying or you left. It took some years, blood, sweat, and tears, I went through hell, but I'm still happy. Certified smooth nigga, baby call me Pimp Daddy. All the ops dying, I just heard that shit was really tragic. Scrape the Fox 9, heard they put that Jenny on his ass. Cam Newton, steam pass. Every time they think I'm last, bet I come in first. Had to leave that bitch alone, she tried to treat me like I'm thirsty. Drop them diamonds in my mouth, nigga, ice water slurpee. Try to come back, I'm sorry, baby, I don't need your service. I'm on 485 to Atlanta in that vert. What you working on? Getting that bag. I'm on these shades, cost some racks. I'm tired of niggas flexing when they knowin' they ain't having racks. The plug front you, nigga, get it off, make sure you bring it back. Ain't tripping about them little hoes over there, cause we been having that. We been having that. I been had that bitch. Cause we been having that. I'ma do me, give a fuck about what you saying, nigga. Fuck the world in a tank with the gang, nigga. Feel like the main call me Cartier, lil' flame, nigga. Been through storms, I still march like major pain, nigga. Had to tighten up my ears, I run through shit like Travis Kelce. I ain't tripping on nobody if you
like,
staying or you
they
left.
told me thank you. I'm like, you're really just thanking yourself because I'm just a vessel to reflect who you are back to you. It's not me. I'm just the vessel is coming through. right? Like some people get in their ego in this shit. That's why I never get in my ego in this shit, because it's like this shit is beyond me. This shit is way bigger than me. I'm just what's being used to bring a certain energy to this realm, and hopefully like find other people that's on that same, that's set at that same frequency. And I think that's why I keep seeing.
Right.
I think I've been kind of like, it's just been raising my awareness a little bit, right? Because like, what was interesting, um, kind of looking back at certain stuff after we talked about that, and then being like, okay, like trying to analyze. Okay, I remember the number popping up during certain specific situations and around certain people. So I'm kind of looking back, like, huh, like, is there anything I could analyze from those situations that can help me decode possibly what it means? Like, and I just been kind of like putting shit together a little bit, and like, I mean, I don't know, certain ones of us have just like got spawned into the simulation with like a direct plug to the source. I don't know what that shit is, because everybody don't see it. Everybody don't have these things happen. So I'm like, are we just, is this just kind of like random probability that some of us ended up being the ones that can see certain stuff, or it clicks for us? Like what you said about, well, it just kind of made sense to me. But everybody don't get spawned into this bitch thinking like that though. And like, look at the
Yeah.
path that you being open to that led to all the other stuff that you learned. And then, you know what I'm saying? Part of me wonders like how much of this is within our control versus like predetermined or some shit, you know?
Yeah. I think
I don't
like
know.
I think everybody definitely has free will and they have the capacity to ascend and raise their consciousness and stuff. But also I believe it's a 50-50 between free will and destiny.
Mm,
Like I said, I do believe in life paths and ways, like you have a natural way that you're kind of supposed to go. You have free will, so you may do something contrary that makes takes you longer to get to a certain point. Or like I said, I also believe in reincarnation. Like if you don't do what you're supposed to do, you got to finish it.
mm,
But I definitely think, cuz like for me, people they got to do enough work and decipher their own self. Like people need to look at their astrology chart, you need to look at your numerology, cuz all those are studies of yourself and your DNA to help you get to a more cohesive understanding of who you are, what you're supposed to be doing. Cuz like even my life path, I'm a life path 7, which that's the most spiritual number. It's the number of the seeker, you know what I'm saying, all of that. So that makes sense in terms of my life path. But I'm also expression number 8, which is very business like and entrepreneurial. I'm also uh my a destiny number 1. A destiny number 1 is the person that's the trailblazer, the independent person, the person that's the first person in a family to do certain things. I can't remember the rest of my numerology off the top of my head, but every different number makes sense with who I am as a person. So everybody got those unique aspects that make up who they are. And when it comes to astrology, I'm a Aquarius rising, which is the enigmatic person that you can't really put your finger on, the person that you can't put in a box, the person that's different. I'm a Scorpio sun, so I'm very familiar with the darker aspects. Scorpio is also a super spiritual sign. I'm a Gemini moon, which explains a lot of the way I approach creativity and stuff like that. It's very dualistic. So I tell people all the time, like, people be like, I don't know where to start. It's like I would tell you first, before you even start studying, which you should absolutely get you some spiritual books and read, but it's like you need to learn yourself first. So you can't
Mm-hmm.
be led astray. You can't, you have your discernment. Like it don't align, something won't align with you, you'll understand it based on your study of yourself first. So learn astrology, learn your chart, what everything means, your makeup, learn numerology, learn to study, get in tune with yourself. Because if you get that down, it'll be hard for you to stray from your path because you'll know easily know what's not for you and what you should be doing and what you shouldn't be doing
Hey, they be
based
saying
on.
that astrology not right, but it's like, to me, like, it makes the most sense out of anything because we're literally coming from the stars. Like, what would be more accurate than like our origins?
Yeah, and they think anybody saying they don't understand, like astrology is not set in stone. Astrology is a blueprint. Just because your astrology chart says something, a certain thing, doesn't mean it's set in stone. Everything is subject to change. It's just a guide of what's most likely, how
Mm-hmm.
you're likely to be, what's likely to happen. Oh, bro, I don't, and people don't understand it. You have a whole chart. You're not just your sun sign. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
bro, I'm an Aquarius, but I don't feel like an Aquarius. It's because you have an Aquarius sun and all the rest of your planets are Libra. So you act more like a Libra, but you only know your sun sign, so you think it ain't real. It's an actual science. So you have a whole chart. You're not just an Aquarius. You have every sign in your chart more than likely. But different planets represent different aspects of your personality and your makeup. It's way deeper than people understand. It's an actual science. This is not no bullshit.
Hey, chat,
It's
y'all
a
should
it is
look it up. Just try it. Just try it.
it is your yeah, it's your cosmic blueprint. It can tell you your personality, your habits. It can even tell you what you look like. And in predictive astrology, they can tell you events in your life. Oh, you just got shot yesterday, didn't you? Yeah, you had Mars and squaring this planet or whatever. Woo, woo, woo. Yeah, you was likely to get into a violent altercation. It's people that's really good and they can do that shit. They it's some astrologists that can even tell when somebody's likely to die, which
Mm-hmm.
most people don't like to do it because it's unethical. But it's people that really predict. They'll mainly do those on somebody that's already passed, and they can look at
Mm.
the chart and see how it happened.
Bestie, right? She said all the celebrities keep an astrologist nearby for planet events, major life decisions. Exactly. That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. They be saying, "Oh, this shit not real," but then you look at all the rich people and they got somebody on their staff specifically for this shit.
And that's why I tell people like me, it's a lot of stuff that I don't speak on that I'll be doing behind closed doors when I get to a certain level. It's because like I'm going to be a very dangerous man because I understand all of this stuff. I will have two or three
Mm-hmm.
professional astrologers. I will be having spiritualists on my side. I will be having all type of, you know what I'm saying? That's just what I'm into. Like I'm going to be taken care of on every level. That's what
Because you know
that's
what
what
type
it
of
means to
energy
be.
gonna be
Yeah,
coming at you
that's
when
what
you're
it
this
means to be
person.
well rounded.
Mm-hmm. Facts. And that's the funny part. It's like, if you peep, they try to get us to focus on all the materialistic shit. But then you look at what the rich people and the powerful people do, they focus on the spiritual and all the other non materialistic shit.
Yeah, behind closed doors, they'll never be like, you know what I'm saying? I just did a ritual, you know what I'm saying? This is how I'm getting rich out here, man. The money
Mm-hmm.
just, you know what I'm saying? I got this business, but I just did a money spell.
Mm-hmm.
You know
Oh,
what
I
I'm
just did
saying?
some
I mean,
sex magic, y'all.
yeah.
Like,
And see,
so
that's the
niggas
shit.
that.
That's the shit I'm into. Like, I don't have no issue telling people. I don't care how you feel about me. You think I'm a devil worshiper? You think whatever. I don't care how the public perceive it. Cause I'm not gonna say I'm gonna be super open. Cause unless somebody just want to talk about it. If somebody asks, I don't wouldn't mind telling them. Like, yeah, I'm with voodoo, hoodoo, all that shit.
Shit, I'm
I'm with
trying to
all that.
learn
I'm
more
with
of
the
my
magic.
hoodoo
I'm with the
shit.
tarot cards. I'm
I'm
with the numerology. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to get more into my hoodoo. You know what I'm saying?
So see, I'm waiting till I'm already prepared for when I get to a certain level for the Illuminati alligator.
Oh shit, yeah, they go, yeah.
I'm be like, and see me, I'm a troll. Hell yeah, I was
Well, you
born
already, I
into it.
already done seen you getting into arguments with the damn Christian folk. So I'm like, Lord, I already know. I already know the more people see this shit, niggas gonna be having to fight battles with these folks. But it's like you got to. This is a part of it because we gotta fight the battles in front of the public so our people can find
Yeah,
us
cause
and
like
awaken people.
honestly, I'm still not to the point to where I'm just gonna be in my comments responding. I only respond when I just feel like it have time, because I really don't be caring about their opinions or what they say about what I got to say. Because what I said is just what I said. Because
That's
it
the
was a
thing
girl.
though. They be waiting, like they be waiting,
Yeah,
boy. Like
that's how you know they ain't got no life for real. Like that's what be funny.
they gotta be right back. As soon as you respond, they be right back.
They be having a fool. They'll go back and forth with you for a whole week in your comment.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah.
like I said, I think it's funny because I can't relate to that. My energy don't. I just don't function that way. I don't be. You won't see me in no niggas comment. You say something I don't like, I'm gonna. I'm not gonna scroll on you. I'm not gonna click on your stuff no more.
Yep.
If it's that
Do
bad,
not recommend.
yeah,
Mute,
like I don't. That ain't how I work.
block. One of them. Depending on how annoying you are. See, that's what I'm saying, Cartier. Like, it really does show the type of person you are, how you engage online. Because I'm like, me personally, if I don't like something, I can't recall a time I've not liked something and sat there and typed the whole paragraph. I'm immediately moving on. Like, I might think it. I might be like, oh, in my head, this is how I feel. I'm not about to sit here and type it out. I don't
Yeah,
know. I just can't. I just can never bring myself to do it. So I'm like, what type of person is that type of archetype that would be willing to do that? Like, you gotta recognize the type of people, chat. Like, it's people because they don't got nothing to do, so they get power for feeling like they're taking you away from what you're doing. You gotta understand that shit, chat. But then sometimes, like I said, people catch me on the right day. I might got time that day, honey. I might just want to steal your energy or absorb your energy right quick that you giving me, and then go turn that into something else. Right? Nigga can bother me, I'm gonna turn them into a song. You just inspired me to write a song today, and that's gonna like push me for it and and you're helping put me into that spiritual headspace of making music. You just gave me inspiration for the next thing I'm gonna write about or express. Or you gave me inspo to speak on something that can benefit the collective. Like when niggas be in my chat, they don't even know. They be thinking they the main character because I respond. They might say one thing, they're like, oh, I'm not arguing. I'm like, yo, this isn't about you. I'm saying something that's gonna reach hundreds of or thousands of people down the line. You were just used as an example and a launcher pad for this broader point. This is for
then
the collective, not you.
then they be projecting, talking about some. Why you mad? Why?
Oh
Like
yeah. Oh
I'm sitting here laughing at you, and you trying to project and tell me I'm mad.
no,
Like
you're mad.
I be
No, I
like,
know you're mad. I know. No, you definitely are. Oh, me trying to convince themselves in their head, like, nah, I really bothered you with that one. It's like whole time, like, yeah, now you're
yeah. Then I just be
delusional.
like, yeah, I'm done replying. You a bonehead.
I mean, I don't know, like, I'm realizing, like, bro, most people just want to be sheep. They want to be bots. It's more comfortable that way. I'm like, damn, who am I to try to stop y'all from being bots? I can't try to wake up the bots. That was my problem. Trying to wake up the bots. The people that understand, it's immediately understood it. And shit resonate with them. Even if they don't agree, they'll show if they're a person that got the capacity for different opinions and perspectives based off how they respond. That's how I be looking. I like people that's willing to grow or willing to look at things from all perspectives. Cause shit, we all fractals of the universe. At the end of the day,
Yeah.
we
It
all
ain't
just
some
each other.
people. I think some people are just farther along in a spiritual evolution. Some people, it ain't for them in this lifetime. They supposed to just,
Right?
you know what I'm saying, do bullshit. Like everybody is on different level. That's just why, like, I don't get on people about religion either, because that just might be where they are. They need it to function.
Mhm.
They literally cannot handle or understand how to operate without having that type of system. They just not there in this lifetime. It might take them by 5 more times to be like, you know what, this shit goofy. But like they need it in this lifetime. So you can't judge because
Mhm.
you farther along. So it's literally frequency. Some people are just not on that frequency. They can't see what you see. They literally
Facts.
can't.
Yep. I had to accept that. That like you can't show somebody something they're not open or ready to like perceive or experience. Like what I realized, like people have to have their own thing that translates in their own way to click to possibly have that experience and expand it. But it's still their choice. Even when that happens, they still might not go that route of, oh, this is giving me the epiphany of da 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 da. It's up to that person to make the choice. Like you have to choose to see the
Yeah.
shit.
And that's why like because people be telling me all the time, like I should be a teacher and all that. I'm like, the best teacher, you just put like I was like for me, which I do kind of agree, because like shit just clicked for me. It's like stop trying to wake. I ain't trying to wake nobody up. I just put the information out because you might spark something in somebody's mind. They may not get it now, but 2 years down the line, they might like I said, they might grow and they might think about what you said or the content that you put out and they might come back to it. It's not people be wanting people to just
Mm-hmm.
listen to them. They
Yep.
be that's ego
You're
too.
just a spark. That's all you can do. You could be a spark.
Yeah. That's people they be in their ego too. A lot of teachers,
Yep.
well,
I agree.
teachers that aren't good is like, I know I'm right.
Yeah.
So you need to
They
listen to
get
me
mad
right
at
now,
people.
or this and that. Is like, no, that ain't your job. Your job
Mm-hmm.
is just to relate the information. Your job is to do what you do. And the people
They
that's
mad,
like,
they mad, they mad.
when it's time for you to, when it's time for them to awaken, you'll be there. Or when it like you, that ain't your job. Your job is just to teach or put the information out or do whatever you do.
Mm-hmm.
Your job ain't to police nobody and tell them when they supposed to fucking wake up. The God don't work. Divine
Agreed.
timing don't work like that.
And sometimes you're not supposed to teach. You're just supposed to be a guide for when
Yeah,
stuff happens or when
yeah.
like if you
Because
really care.
the best teaching is you just being who you are and doing what you do.
Mm-hmm.
Not even telling somebody this is this shit ain't this and that. Like you just the way you live your life, the way you do what you do, you talking about what you talking about. They be like, this nigga tripping now. He tripping right now, but then when they live through it, damn, bruh, you was right. So you'll end up getting the validation that you was looking for down the line, if that's what you really wanted anyway.
And then it's like even then it shouldn't even be for validation. You shouldn't even worry about the outcome because it's not about us. We're just a vessel that's being used possibly.
Yeah.
You gotta be okay with not even witnessing that epiphany happening. Because it should be
You
more
wanna
about if the message is received.
you wanna know something profound that happened? Well, I've had the divine come through other people and give me messages quite a few times. Like something one that specifically stuck with me, like music wise, was like I was working at Amazon at the time and I was driving the big trucks and we had to have a helper. So you have somebody, you might have, sometimes you have the same person, but you'll have different people ride with you. But it was this older guy And it was a normal day, so we leaving out of the lot and stuff, and he's like, you know, God give me messages sometimes, and I got a message for you. So I'm skeptical. I'm like, you one of them schizophrenic niggas, huh?
Oh.
But I'm open to it because like I know how this. So I'm like, let me see what he say. Cause like I say, my ears poked up. Let me see if you pulling my damn coat. Let me see if you bullshit, man. So he like, you a musician? You do music? And like I said, see, he was new at the job. He had to be like 50, 60. And I think he was actually a church dude. But he was like, I never knew this dude. I never seen this dude a day in my life. It was his first day with me. Never knew him.
Wow.
He don't know. We not from the same area. But he was like, you a musician? So my eyes open. I was like, yeah, I rap. Yeah, I was like, yeah, I'm a rapper. I make music. But he was like, God told me to tell you, you gonna do something. You gonna do positive things with your music.
Mm.
And he was like, I get messages from time to time. He was like, if I get another one, I'll let you know.
Oh.
But that's what I got for you.
Oh shit.
And I was like, that's crazy. In my mind, it was like people that have experiences that really spiritual is like the universe will validate what's real and what's not because
Mm-hmm.
shit that you cannot refute, you can't refuse because how can you explain that?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
This nigga don't know me. I've never seen him before. And for him to know shit about me and that's why like because it's been a few times where I get discouraged and I'd be like, bro, this music shit, like I'm not seeing the progress that I want to see. It's like that's why I can't give up because of shit like that. It's like this shit is in my path for a reason and I gotta see it through
Right.
for whatever it becomes or whatever it is. But yeah, he told me that and then another instance was which the first time it was a black well this that was actually later. It was a black dude, but the first time it was a white dude. I was working at T-Mobile, but
Like it's
and I
very
think he was
close
on
to that
drugs.
same
But
melody that you
drugs,
already.
people, drug addicts, they be close to the spiritual too. They be
Oh
getting met,
yeah.
they be channeling this shit too.
Hell
So
yeah. Hell yeah. Facts.
I'm in there working. He like, man, you look like a superstar, man. You ain't supposed to be in here.
What? You just randomly said that?
I promise you, he just came in there.
Like it's
Didn't
very
even
close
fucking
to that
buy
same
nothing.
melody that you already listening to. That's
He
catchy.
came
Just
in
to
there,
say
he was
that?
looking
I don't
around.
know. This is
He
my
came in
understanding, but
there.
it's
He
not
was
my
he was
truth.
looking around
That melodies can
at the
rhyme.
phones and
You
shit,
know,
but he was
it's
like,
the
man,
exact
you
same melody, but
you
it's
look
so
like a
close.
superstar,
You
man.
know,
You ain't
and
supposed to
it
be
like
in
still
here.
progresses the melody and the idea and what they're expression.
And it's crazy because at that time, like I felt when any at that job, I felt like that.
Mm.
That's like something internally I always felt like. Anytime you got to do what you got to do until you get where you're going, but it's like at jobs, it's like this ain't I don't like that. It's not my structure. This is not where I'm supposed to be or where I end up. I'm an independent person. I'm a creator. So internally, I've always felt like that. That's why I could never fall into the regular structure of life. I'm not the type of person that's supposed to work a job. I don't fit into the framework. So internally, I always felt like that. Even when I got to work a job, even when I'm not that type of person. It could never work for me. I could never work a job for 60 years and retire and be content and happy with that. I got to figure out my own shit. But yeah, man, you look like a superstar, man. You ain't supposed to be in here, man. You need to get up out of here. You need to do something else.
Yeah, that's crazy. Like,
Yeah, and then another time it was well it actually happened two times at Amazon. I'm in there working. She was like, you look like a rapper. You supposed to be are you a rapper? I was
I'm
like, I actually
dead.
am. Then she heard the music. She was like, why the hell you in here?
Yo.
And like I can't say that was like a spiritual message. That's just her observation. And
But it's like
I was
little
like, I ain't
signs though, like little signs
yeah,
from the
I was like,
universe.
I don't
Like,
plan on being here too long, but
wait, so that was at the
I was
same
like,
place?
yeah, that first one, the old guy that gave me the spiritual message and the girl was at the same place. But like I say,
What?
the white guy, that was T-Mobile.
But it
That
was
was at
both at jobs?
yep.
Nah,
Well,
that's a sign.
it's been a few more, but they weren't all at jobs, but that's where I was spending a lot of my time. So, but
Damn, that's like,
but
it's
yeah,
like
I
you
done
get a
had
little guide, like
yeah,
little.
and people don't understand like when you become spiritually in tune, that's how the universe works. Like you can get signs through anything. You can get signs through
Look how do
electronics.
you?
You can get
Facts.
signs through
Hmm.
electronics. You can get signs through animals. I get a lot of signs through animals too. You can get signs through your dreams. I didn't start having premonitions in my dreams. It gets more advanced the more you go. Like literally, reality is a medium through which spirit can communicate with you if you open to it. Most people don't get signs is because they pass off shit that they think is just
Yeah.
coincidence and normal. They don't
Uh-huh.
understand that
Right.
something was speaking to them.
We've been trained out of it to
Yeah,
think that's
you
not
just having
real.
a normal conversation with somebody, spirit can be speaking through that person. If you listening, if you aware,
Mm,
you will be able to understand when you get a message.
facts.
Because and that person that's talking to you don't even might not even understand that
What
they're
they
the vessel
saying.
at that time. They just get a intuition to say a certain thing to you
That's a fact.
that
That's
might
so true.
spark you to do something on your path. Now the people that's really spiritual like that dude, he understand his gifts and shit. So it was real. It wasn't no. It wasn't no coincidence with that because he understood it. He really
Right.
could channel the message and understand what he was getting. But it works a lot of different ways. That's just like when it come to animals. I was sitting on my porch one day. I'm gonna send you. I actually got it on video. A raccoon came up to me.
Like all the way up to you, like just straight, like
Yeah,
walked up on your
yeah,
ass.
broad daylight. And anybody know raccoons don't fuck with people. They don't. You're
Right?
not
Don't
gonna
they
see
usually
them in.
attack niggas and shit?
You don't see them in daylight. This nigga just walked up to me. He was calm. He was just sniffing. And when it come to animals, if they're doing something unusual to the species, it's usually a sign like that. They're usually doing something that they don't normally do. You can That's a way you can determine if it's a spiritual sign or something. Like if a bird land on your shoulder, that's not normal. Like if you got a random cat on your porch that just come out of nowhere and just chill with you, that's not normal. If you got a hummingbird that just fly in the front of your face and just hover there, that happened to me, that's not
A
normal.
hummingbird. It just like floated
You
in the
never
air.
see those in the first place. So
Wait,
yeah,
so a
just fly
hummingbird
you.
just like like fly, like just stay like chilling next to you?
Yeah, that like I was writing in my shadow work journal, and I'll be put my feet in the grass to ground sometimes. But yeah, that nigga just came out of nowhere. He flew in my face and was just sitting in front of my face and flew away. But see, when that type of shit happen, you have to look up what the spiritual meaning of that animal is, and you can figure out what that meant, depending on, like I said, what's going on around you, what you was thinking about, what was happening at that time. And every time that shit happened to me, the meaning of that animal always lines up with the message. So let's say like I say, even with the raccoon situation, I was like, what the fuck was that? So I look up the spiritual meaning of the raccoon, and behold, it was what I needed to hear for what I was going through at that time. The exact meaning of that animal coming to me was the message was what I needed, which I think raccoons represent resilience, you having what you need to get through what you're going through. And that's what I needed to hear at that time. because I was feeling like I didn't have what I needed. And like I say, the message basically was you can get through what you're going through with what you have, because raccoons are resilient. They survive off nothing. You feel me? They gonna go in somebody's garbage can. They gonna, you feel me? They gonna use what they got to get what they want.
Yeah, that's deep. Bestie said, that's what happens with me and butterflies. Orange butterflies have been my omen since 2018. Yeah, you did tell me about that, Bestie. Yeah, I'm trying to think if
But
that's
yeah,
ever happened
I
with an
tell
animal.
people it's like it ain't always that people are more spiritual than others. It's simply awareness sometimes. Get your ass, stop fucking doom scrolling and go sit outside and leave the phone in the house.
Facts, gotta acknowledge that we've been
Yeah,
programmed to be
you have to
addicted.
get in tune with reality. You have to sit in silence. Then you can hear. You can hear yourself. You can really observe reality. People don't It's people that don't even ever look up at the clouds and the sun.
Yeah,
That don't mean it's not there though.
facts. It's programming. We all been programmed, and you gotta have the humility to admit that you've been programmed first. To be like, hey, like they did just study the way my brain works more than me, got me addicted to this, and it's like you gotta start off small. Sometimes you need just a little exposure therapy.
Yeah, damn raccoon just rolled up on a nigga. He didn't growl at me. He didn't do nothing. He was calm. He was chilling. And like I say, it didn't scare me, but I was like, damn, this nigga about to jump on my ass. But he didn't have no hostile energy. He just kind of looked, and that was it. I was like, yeah, spirit, what you got for me? I got to figure out what's going on. You sending me a sign that damn blatant?
Yeah, like
But
that.
yeah,
I'm trying to think. I don't think I've had it happen with the animal that I'm wearing, but so far it be usually coming to me in similar ways. Like in a way, it just like clicks. It's just a sense of knowing, cause like say someone could talk and then they just say one line and immediately I'm like, that's what I was supposed to get out of this combo. Or sometimes it's not even like an action, it'll like a word, it could be like an action or a situation. I'm like, oh, I was supposed to get blank out of this. Like learn it. Yeah. Oh, I'm not sure where it's at. Okay, I'm back chat. But yeah. It's like it's really just being able to have discernment for real, cause once I started realizing what's what, it's like I don't know if you're actually observing and learning your pattern recognition skills really make a big difference. Like in this room, like you need to be aware just to increase your knowledge of what's going on so you can have better pattern recognition skills and make better decisions and read things more clear. Clarity, that was a message I have for people this week. Clarity is one of the most valuable things that you could have in this life, because if you have clarity, it makes everything else so much more easier. Like if you have clarity with energy, that you can read energy well, you can navigate it better. It's still on you to do something with that clarity though, but it's underrated. It's underrated. Like to be able to read things for what they are, such a big advantage. That's why you gotta like go within yourself, chat. It's a practice. You gotta practice. Like I'm evolving, you know. I realized it was easy to focus on the obvious things like diet, exercise, you know, like all those type of like status, career, like, but really the battle is with the internal shit that people can't see. Because if you understand yourself, you can understand other people. If you understand other people, it also helps you understand yourself. So I've been like, yeah, I know the real journey and battle is like with the mental and accepting and understanding how things work, so you don't get caught lacking. Because what Cartier say? He said Earth is a gangster planet. Adapt or die, for real. Whether that be mentally, spiritually, physically, you don't adapt and learn. Like you cook, gonna kick yourself too. That's the other thing. Learning how to not self-inflict more damage that you than what you already gonna take just being here. You naturally just living gonna take damage. This is like trying to limit the self harm, you know, by being able to recognize the patterns with yourself too. And the thing is, you can't judge yourself, chat. Like when you're doing these things, you have to be able to get out your ego to not judge yourself, so you can also make progress. Because if you're overly judgmental to yourself, you're also gonna hold yourself back doing that too. Because you're gonna guilt yourself the whole time you are trying to make progress. You're gonna
Can't
look at
be hard
everything
on
negative.
yourself, because the person that you was yesterday, 5 years ago, you are no longer. You know what I'm saying? We all make mistakes. We all got trauma. We all did shit we shouldn't have did, or we realized we wouldn't do. But you can't be hard on yourself or hold that shit heavy in your heart, because you're not the same person. You're not the person that made that mistake. You're not the person that got took advantage of. You feel me? So I think that's something that I definitely had a big issue with, still got it a little bit, but holding on to shit, holding on to the past, holding on to past versions of myself that I know that I don't embody anymore. But holding on to that fucking weight, and that ain't even who I am anymore. So people definitely give yourself some fucking grace. Like, you know what I'm saying? We all humans. I ain't met no perfect man yet. And I won't meet one.
It's like you gotta like get over the judgment of yourself in order to be who you want to be. It's really just you for real. It's you versus you in multiple senses. Do you love yourself even if you're imperfect first, and then you work from there? You have to accept yourself as you are, and that's a practice. And be willing to push yourself, and you got to find a direction that you want to go to. That's this whole life shit to me. It's figuring out what you want to do and where you want to go, because it changes. It changes. People want a one size fit all solution to life and approaching shit. That doesn't exist. You're always, the best decision is going to be context dependent. Overly. But in terms of like, you know, the music, like, bro, this shit is like, in terms of like getting connected with yourself, man, this shit is so powerful when you really just like expressing directly from source. I don't think people realize that. It's just like I'm around so many artists like all the time that's always trying to find the right formula and the right way to do this. And it's like I feel like I'm just here to be a guide and reminder that like the right way is the most authentic version of yourself. And even when you're trying to make yourself be something, or over like be overly a perfectionist, or like get a certain look or aesthetic or vibe, or do it for a certain reason, even that version of the art that's not authentic is still authentic to you, because you're naturally an authentic person. You're naturally a fucking chameleon, like Drake, right? It's not authentic to any one thing, but that is authentic to him. You know, so like even when your art ain't reflecting who you really are, it's still reflecting who you are. That's why I don't like to change what people are or what they express, because I'm like, no, this is just really you for real. If I don't fuck with somebody's like expression, I don't fuck with them, like as a person, or what they turned themselves into, which also means I don't fuck with them because I don't like people that turn themselves into something. So it's like either way, I'm still able to get a read. And what I realized, yeah, I need a certain vibration of people for me to want to like really fuck with somebody. They gotta be speaking a certain vibration in what they creating. And what is that? Like perfectly imperfect, like people that accept all the different sides of them. A collective of people like that, I think is extremely powerful. Instead of some like curated bullshit or people that's just straight, oh great, good music, good vibes, good artists, big numbers, like whatever the fuck. People being themselves and cutting through the noise, I think it's gonna be the stock on that is overly going up. Especially the more like artificial the world get. That's kind of like where I'm at with it. And like people that don't understand the power in being themselves, I really empathize with those people. And like one thing I've shown, like standing on business with my values and shit, a lot of people are willing to engage with other perspectives if you present it to them a certain way. And that's why I think like I was spawned into this simulation with certain gifts in terms of connecting with people for that exact reason, where I'm able to like kind of speak to people in a way that they understand and be adaptable so the message can reach like more people. Because like say for example this week I come like someone came and tried to submit an AI song and I kind of drew my boundary. I said, bro, like I'm not listening to no AI song. He's like, oh well, it's for God. I said, well sir, I respect your religion, but that don't change what the hell I said. I'm not engaging with it. I think it's anti-human. Write down the list of things and I said, look, I respect the fact that you have the desire to create, but I feel like you're being misguided by avoiding your weaknesses and going to something that's easy to express, and you're using God as a excuse to do it. He said, oh, I'm doing the AI shit for God. I said, I don't think God, if I were to step in your role, I don't think God would approve of creating an artificial version of him. So, but I'm like, even from a non-religious view, ethically, the AI has been trained on everybody's stuff without their consent. And I feel like that's violating other creators. So I was like, look, if you got a poem or something you wrote or some other expression that's authentically from you, I could check that out. But I'm not gonna listen to this AI music. So then he yapped and then he leave. He came back yesterday and he's like, yo, like I got this old beat that I made years ago. And I thought about what you said. So do you want to check out? I'm like, yes, of course. Like, I want to see you authentically. I don't care what it is. I can connect with that and I value that. So like that's just an example of like being willing to stand on your values and not just go with shit, right? Because people, oh, you gotta accept AI, right? Me standing my ground made this person have to communicate with me in a way that I respected or allowed. I opened up being willing to still see them, even though I didn't agree with what they were doing or how they were doing. And that made them willing to be vulnerable and show something they weren't trying to show their own creations. Clearly, they're somewhat insecure. I could already tell that. A lot of people that do the AI shit are insecure and scary. But it's like how I feel strongly having a disdain for it as the person with the knowledge on the shit and that has the communication skills. I feel like like on some universal shit, like if you have the knowledge, you're supposed to do better, right? So I could be upset and not like the AI and hate it and all that, but because I have the awareness that is bigger and is deeper than that, or how people work, psychologically, or all the factors that play. Now I have the burden of doing the right thing by getting out my ego in order to serve the greater agenda, which is to keep people in touch with themselves, right? Everybody not gonna be able to do that. it takes a certain type of person to be able to navigate this type of thing. It happened with another guy. I was also able to get he tried to send me AI song. He said he wrote the lyrics. I said, you know what, bro? I'm not listening to that song. But if you want me to call you on this little neural song review website, if you want to come to the stage, then I would offer you to do a acapella of what you wrote so I could hear it. So I could hear you. He was like, okay, bet. Got him on here. See, chat, this is the shit that be happening on stream that y'all not. I got clips of all this shit. So y'all gonna slowly start to see some of these situations get posted on my socials, all that. But like, this is the power of like, trying to like go into somebody else's world and understand their perspective. Because he was basically saying it was insecure in his voice. And I was like, you don't need the AI for that. You just need to practice. You might need a little auto-tune, bro. Unc, have you ever used auto-tune? He said no. I said, man, if you don't get your ass on band lab and put that damn auto-tune in your voice, because when you perform, I'm like, yo, you got some nice melodies, like, and then you're doing this acapella without a beat too. I'm like, gang, you got a natural gift. You don't be scared, ask the nigga. He's like, oh yeah, the beat was AI too. I'm like, why you use an AI beat? Why you ain't just go look up a tight beat from a real prod that's free? Oh, I didn't think about that. And I'm like, well, see, this is like my purpose, bro. I'm supposed to be the person to kind of spark certain things and challenge, and that's why I've always been comfortable with making people uncomfortable, because I realize young that people being comfortable is a lot of the problems with the world, and because no one wants to make it uncomfortable, that's why there's no progression. So like, that's why I already told you, like, the villain project is something that I conceptualized last year, that I was gonna do a villains project, because I knew in order to exist in my true purpose, I have to be okay with making people uncomfortable and them trying to make me uncomfortable for the greater goal that's beyond me. Because whatever purpose I got in my life is so much bigger than me. And it's because I recognize that. That's why I hate when other people don't recognize that. Because I'm like, if I'm recognizing I'm not bigger than the program and I'm just a vessel for the universe to balance the energy, right? And you think you bigger than the whole shit. Hold on, who the fuck you think you are? Because ain't none of us bigger than the program, the script that run all this shit. It's like you gotta know where you stand. But it's like, that, like, I feel like at sometimes, like, the shit that I do, it's not even for me. I don't even want to do it sometimes, but I have to for the sake of the overall goal of progression. It's like I feel like I'm in like a 360 into like being who I am. It ain't no getting out of this, because if I don't do
Real
it,
talk.
it doesn't. If I don't do it, it bothers me so much, physically, energetically. It weighs on me. If I could say, yo, I'm tired of speaking. I'm tired of being the one that gotta do all this, that gotta challenge people, the one that gotta take the hits, the one that gotta lead the charge, the one that gotta look like the crazy person and then everybody realize I'm right. I'm tired. But then if I go silent, if I don't do anything, it hurts way more than anything that I could deal with, being myself and my purpose. It's like the way I got put in this simulation, they made sure that it would hurt me more to not stay in my purpose than to stray away from it. Like they knew that me straying away from it would hurt me more. They like programmed me this way. Me being silent hurt more than any backlash I could get from speaking the truth and standing on business. In my head, that balance has always been tipped, where people always be like, yo, did you, like, when I protest my school and like went against the school board in Atlanta for trying to close my school, turn into a charter, I did petitions, all that, walkouts, all that, got people at fucking the school board meetings, which they say, oh, black people never go. I was able to get them there by going person to person, teacher to teacher, parent to parent, student to student, right? All the shit they say, oh, niggas don't care about their own shit. It's really information gap. And I was the one that was able to bridge the gap with everybody, because they didn't even realize our school was about to get closed and they were trying to do some silent gentrification. Because this is the middle of Bankhead, by the way, in the hood. They were trying to take this one school that had all these specialized resources, all girls school, all that, convert it to a private charter school and block out all the people in the actual community from being able to get in there. And I said, what the fuck? See, I could go back to Clayton County Public Schools because that was my home county. My mom worked for Atlanta Public Schools. So I was like, wait a minute. They trying to do this and the community don't know. They got plans. They got floor design plans, all this on what they gonna do. And I'm like, yo, I don't give one fuck about people like, oh, what's gonna happen? You gonna get in trouble? Shit. Well, shit, if I get in trouble, I got somewhere else I could go. What about the people that's still gonna be in Atlanta Public Schools? They gotta go to this horrible high school that's already overcrowded and underfunded and about to get taken over by the state. What about them? What about all the programs they're not gonna have access to? All that. I got a chance to go to Georgia Tech and work there my last 2 years of high school in a biomedical engineering lab and get paid and do research and do all this other shit to sharpen skills and all this because that school specialized. That the program started in that school. It was an all girls and all boys program for our brother's school in the middle of the hood. These schools got extra opportunities because they were specialized schools and because we were black, underserved, underfunded. They was gonna take that out the community. And I said, yo, to me, the overall purpose and agenda outweighs anything that could happen to me. So it's like, I've been like this my whole life. And it's like now, nigga, that's probably when I'm about, shit, what was I, maybe, I probably was 17, 16, 17, somewhere in there. Nigga, I'm about to be 25 in the next, like, week and a half. Niggas think I could go against people who's getting funded by rich people. I shut that shit down with the collective by informing them. I pressed the superintendent to her face with the statistics, with the numbers. Oh, so y'all plan to do this, but what about this? Oh, but did you get the community approval? I'm going down the list, right? So it's like some people, I think we just built to deal, to be able to take the heat. Because I'm like, really, if things are to progress, there would have to be some people that's put on this earth that are built to withstand it. Sometimes we feel like we can't, though. Sometimes we feel the weight of it. A lot of times I feel like we could go through life not feeling it, and then every now and then it hits us. And then it's like we start having like a little existential crisis, or like, fuck, like sometimes like me, most of the days I could go through life with me having lupus, being allergic to the sun, my life getting changed out of my control, and then all the other shit I have to do with being myself. I got spawned into this shit as a black woman. That's already extra nerfs put on my build, nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying? And then the times we're in, but then there's certain advantages too. So it's like, this shit, it take a certain type of person to be a trailblazer and to be an innovator and to, but that's why I feel like it's powerful for those of us that fit that archetype to be around each other, to resonate with that same energy within each other. Because when we go outside it, each other, we're back to the fucking Wild West of all the things that's pulling at us because of the shared reality we have. But it's like, that's why I think it's certain people that resonate with the shit and then certain people that don't. Because the ones that are kind of already on that path or could be triggered to be on that path are the ones who are kind of around the collective. And then the people who aren't like that, they get weeded out with their own energy, because you can't fake this resonance. And my thing I learned is learning when something doesn't resonate. But it's like I have to pick up my own frequency first. I have to realize what my own frequency is. And it's so much noise. So much. And it's like once you, like you said about knowing yourself, once you kind of figure out who you are, what your frequency is, what your values are, what, like me, I feel like I've been in an aligning process for a minute. Once certain things start click, it's like it just clicked for me in my head probably like 7-8 months ago. I'm already looking at summer 26 and I'm like, I need to get aligned with, you know, all certain situations happening and showing me what's ahead of me. I need to get aligned on how to handle these things and learn these important lessons, because rather or not I pick up the lesson from these situations is going to determine the rest of my life. As long as I walk in the path I'm supposed to, I'm gonna have to learn this shit, or I'm gonna keep dealing with the same shit. And it's like that shit is played out exactly how I thought. But I also feel very confident in the sense like, nah, it's really been clicking. I don't know if it's my prefrontal cortex about to fully develop, so it is just all clicking. But I really see this shit for what it is, for real. And like, you just gotta accept your fucking purpose in life. Like, nigga, somebody wanted me to walk this path, and it's like, I don't know how fucking long I'm gonna be on Earth. I just gotta make sure that the right energy getting put out there, like, and I don't know. Fitting in is a lot more weird and hurts a lot more, in my opinion. Like, fitting in, it just don't resonate. I don't know why they just made me like this, where it just don't sit right in my body. Like, it like physically disturbs me, mentally like haunts me to like not do what feels right. That's why it just, like, feels like an attack when people try to like control what I do, because it's like I really follow my heart, and like my heart don't lead me bad places. Now, how I choose to express where my heart lead me, that might be good or bad, but my heart don't lead me wrong. And I think some people low-key be mad when you follow yourself, like you follow your heart and listen to yourself, because they like, oh well, I'm listening to everybody else, you need to too. It's like, come on, I bought into what everybody else said, like why can't you do it too? I care about what everybody else think, you're supposed to too. Like, I'm like, hold on, nigga, I ain't signed up for that. Nigga, that's the life you signed up for. Don't be trying to drag me down with your ass. I'm good. But yeah, Chad, that's kind of like just some things that I'm just like, sometimes I feel like my life, I was running away from like who I am, partially wanting to like be in the background, wanting to like make things about other people, like, because I felt guilty with the light being on me. Maybe partially because of the people I grew up around, being jealous, envious, all that, not realizing that. Because in my head, I'm like, what's someone to be jealous or envious for? Like, I ain't even fully happy with myself. How could you be jealous? But the parts of myself I was sure of was enough to make people feel away. It's like, now I'm like, oh, now I know why I make y'all niggas. Because I push myself and y'all don't want to. Because I can own all the different sides of me. I can say what I think to somebody's face. I don't gotta go, oh, tell this one person one thing and then act a different way to them. People hate that because they be inauthentic as fuck. But I don't know. It's interesting though, because it's like people who be like bad or negative. I don't know. It's like shit, like really opposite, bro. People will just like kind of submit to them, but then people like want to have a good heart or want to do something positive. Like, those people get fucking hate farms, hate campaigns, and like, man, my whole life I done had niggas having hate groups on me, starting with my family. That shit don't hurt me when there's somebody outside of that. Like, my own sisters formed a hate group on me, hate bonding. They're hallucinating things. My mom done told me my sister done made up shit to get mad at me about. When that shit coming from that close, it's hard for anything outside of that to bother you. At least that's just me though. I don't know about y'all, chat, but your first haters and people that tried to tear you down with your family, I feel like that should prepare you for the world for real. So I'm like, damn, everything's sunshine and rainbows from here. It don't get no worse than that. Wait a minute. Hold on, let me show Cartier this. Speaking of that, I actually have a song that I'm doing right now talking about this. I just started it though. It's some different shit. Oh, I have been going through Glock 40's discography. I just checked out Glock files. I'm gonna check out the next one. He one of them artists where I've been wanting to deep dive onto his stuff. But yeah, he's mad talented, bro. Like he be has a crazy flow. Like I done found some like deep cut Glock songs where he hitting some crazy flows. Like chat, it's like I'm gonna show y'all a snippet. I'm gonna show y'all like 15 seconds of both just so y'all kind of like. I wonder if I could like, cause I feel like I'm like a scientist. I'm a rap scientist with this shit, bro. I be trying to like explain what the fuck niggas be doing. Niggas be doing some crazy shit, like rhythmically speaking. And you know, Cartier, I had to confront one of them like bad ass people in my chat. No shade to him, it's no shade. I'm not gonna say his name, but I was watching reacting to Glock and analyzing his shit, and then he was like, "Oh, we're still showing guns in 2026," and I was like, "Oh brother, oh brother." I'm like, oh man, I ain't ran into one of y'all type of people in a minute, bro. I'm like, that's all you focused on? I'm over here trying to read beyond the surface level of this shit, and the only thing you could perceive is, oh, black men with guns, we gotta prove them wrong. I'm just like, oh my god. I had to sit there and have a whole fucking rant about that shit. So I'm like, bro, we gotta move beyond the optic shit, because I'm like, this is exactly why I have the desire to analyze people like this, because y'all want to overlook the complexity and the layers musically to their shit because of how they present. But then you don't want to acknowledge the circumstances that made niggas like this. That's what pissed me off. So I'm like, you want to talk about, ooh, guns. But honestly, this shit is just tribalistic. This is really some evolutionary shit. Niggas grew up in fucking war zones. You don't like how it looks, but not wanting to look at these areas is exactly why we're still being held back, because we don't want to acknowledge the darkest parts of reality. So I'm like, really holding progress back, because what are you showing by saying, oh, niggas still got guns in 2026? We in America. Hello? What are we saying, bro? We in America. See, that's how you know it's anti-black, because this nigga was black too. And I just hate the anti-blackness, especially from black people. Because I'm like, what make this any different than the white folks that got their kids shooting guns? What make this any different than the white folks that be doing all this crazy shit? Hey, I had a white man that was a veteran in my chat the other day that was bragging about how his daughter is already trying to figure out how to dispose of bodies and make bombs. White folks crazy. They ain't over here sitting here like, oh well, look at the perception. This man thought it was cool. He's like, yeah, you already know which one of your kids gonna be a killer. And I'm like, yeah, I guess. And then he say all that extra shit. That man wasn't worried about, oh, how are we being perceived as white people. Like, he just said that shit. Like, bro thought it was cool. So I'm not going for none of that anti-black shit, because that exact dehumanization of black people and black men is exactly what leads to these things. It's the exact attitude that leads to niggas doing shit like this. It's like, well, you already put me in this category anyway. Or life put me in this circumstance. This is who I am. But then y'all don't acknowledge the other side behind this. That there's a vulnerable side just as much as you're seeing a nigga project that. That means the other side of it is just as, like, you see a nigga being aggressive and, oh, I'm this and that. There's a vulnerable, softer side of him too. But society not gonna accept niggas doing it like that. What's good, Moon? What's good? Did I eat last night? I think so. Did I? I think I did. Hold on, chat.
Young nigga striking came up off of 26.
I think that's 5 years old.
Skirt off with this beam, nigga, this shit sick. I can teach you the EBG pistol whip. Young nigga mess the fuck up and get rich. If we catch your wet like it, cross you off that list. Young nigga got a Glock, man, put a dick on. Young nigga got to start and put the kick on. Young nigga thugger just like rich home. Young nigga have a stay more than your big home. Young nigga 50 come and put that blitz on. Young nigga double down without the stick on. Baby like double up, I keep a blick on me. Look like 40, I'm lonely. Mess the fuck up, hit that lick.
Okay, this is one of my favorite ones right now. That's one. And then what's that other one? It was oh, the high table. This is to me so far the craziest flow I heard him do in any song. What's glocking, nigga? Today, I gotta see, cause like I usually don't eat breakfast. I'm not usually a breakfast person, but I kind of go based off my energy, you know, like I don't know, and I'm usually like sitting most of the time. I'll get up, walk around, all that, but I don't eat too many calories for real. I eat based off of like my hunger cues. I ain't been starving though, but like I kind of eat more to give me the energy more than just like a consistent round the clock type of thing.
Gang, yeah. Glockin' in the bit, nigga. What the fuck glockin', nigga? Fuck poppin', nigga. Fuck. Ain't talking about what poppin', nigga. I said what glockin', nigga.
Chat, the rhythm on this flow is fucking crazy, bruh.
Bitch, I let Glock for it and I smile when I shoot. On my John Wick shit, grab my stick in my suit. Screw the pressure out the back, I need to throw it at the roof. Rather add in the better, ship it in the parachute. Judge sent me to the super hill 40 with the boot. Put them Glocks high, nigga, we some real deal true. I went back to my hood to me back to my roots. Say you finna rush bad, nigga, who the fuck is you? Cut a drink on my hand, what you wanna do? We got Glocks in our hands, what you wanna do? Nigga shooting at the track, shoot back, fool. You don't wanna be the nigga that got pop too. Right the arms off a nigga like a statue. For these niggas hitting just showing tattoos. Man, that's how they pussy nigga getting caught, fool. For that nigga got hit by Lil Glock goon. Niggas thinking I'm a crash dummy till I rock down. And I really was trapping in the back of the pop, man. Shot a kid mad at Schlatter, had set up with hot list. Kilo passed over the fire, said ready to pop this. And the boy wanted to hit cause he yelling, I die sick. I'm an 1800 baby, I never deny shit. Cause like fucking with a 40, like hitting the kill switch. Kid a 30 on my hip, I ain't never reveal shit. Run off with a nigga pat front door hot.
Like, bro, like the way he's hitting all the syllables in that shit perfectly. Oh my god. Dang, this is one of the craziest flows I ever heard. Like, I was like, damn, bro, like, this nigga, like, and then what surprised me off of listening to the first album from him, the other shit that's not this, that's what I wanted to see. I was like, okay, I kind of like understand that, like him doing this little rah-rah shit. But I'm like, I know there's other sides to his style. The melodic Glock, oh, it's so interesting. And there was another, like, the rock version, when you had that vamp type shit, that those type beats be fire. So shout out to Glock. He been one of those artists that I've been kind of keeping up with for maybe like 2 years I've known of him, but I'm ready to deep dive into his stuff because I mean he's probably like my favorite one, like that I haven't listened to a lot of shit yet because I already fucked up by listening to all the Yeet offline. When I went down Yeet rabbit hole, I was so fascinated, nigga. I ain't even think about recording it on streaming. I was just like offline going down the rabbit hole. So with Glock, I was like, all right, let me make sure I don't deep dive into his stuff offline, so I can kind of document some of this shit. Cause I remember one nigga or Wigga, he was like, "Oh, what's there to analyze about rap? Like, oh, there's nothing to break down." Because he was trying to get me to do a reaction, and I was like, "Yo, I want to give my undivided attention to this, so I'm gonna do it later." He's like, "No, you can't just do it right quick." I said, "No, that's not how I experience music. You're not gonna get me to water down my experience and wanting to be intentional with listening to music, like." And then you say, "Oh, what's there to analyze? Oh, they're just rapping," and I'm like, "Okay, yeah, now I gotta stay the fuck away from your ass. You're not about to downplay black art, bitch. The fuck you." And as a white man, hell no, nigga. Yeah, he did not like that shit, and I didn't give one fuck. So I'm like, just because you can't perceive that there's more here doesn't mean there's not more here. Wait, nigga, is this the wrong one? Oh yeah. Chat. I posted a little snippet of this, but I was tired as fuck. But like, I had some energy that I wanted to like. I want to write because I haven't really written too much like after recent situations, and I just been kind of living life trying to figure out what it is I want to say and get out. And sometimes it take a certain beat for me to like for it to click and like bring the words or the feelings to the surface. So that's why like I don't I want to encourage artists to like remember to make songs for yourself and have a personal relationship with your song and things. Cause like for me, I could share my song and I already have my opinion of my song because the song was a reflection of my experience and how I felt. And that's my relationship with my song. No one's gonna have that. But then there might be a couple people that can see certain things in it beyond surface, but like it must be torture to like solely go off of like I'm making a song. Now what does everyone else think? Like you don't even like it yourself. Like it's mad artists I see like that, and I never want to get that way. So I'm gonna keep pushing myself so I could make sure I always have a good relationship with what I create because this your relationship with your art is just your relationship with yourself, and that's a work in progress. Like when I'm working on music, I know this is a practice of me accepting myself. This is a practice of like unlearning the judgment and the desire to control everything. Because now, when I practice this on these songs, and I go back and I look at things that I wrote in certain lyrics and how it lined up with certain situations or all that, now I'm like, oh shit. And I know each one of these songs was me actively practicing listening, not thinking, but listening and just being. Every song you hear is a progression of me doing that. You're just hearing it manifested through sounds or words or melodies. But like that's what a song is to me personally. Now, what does a song mean to you as an artist and a creator? You gotta go figure that out. And that's like there's no one answer to that. There's no right or wrong answer to it. But depending on how you look at it, might determine what you can get out of the music or your creation. Because like now my music can tell me something about myself or my life beyond what I would think just off of me trying to tap into my natural instincts. So like Jace Hack gave this advice that I want to share with everybody. He said someone asked for advice on becoming a good artist. He said you need to keep making music that makes you cringe. Make music that you kind of a little nervous to share with people because that's how you'll know you're staying on the edge of like your creativity. So that's what I be trying to do and shit. Like I be making myself nervous listening back to certain songs. I don't know if that be happening to you, Cartier, but like I be kind of like making myself uncomfortable sometimes with like how much I would like try to push myself or go out the box. But like that's a
Tell
good
me
thing.
about it.
That's a good thing though. It's I'm learning to love it. You know, like it's like learning to love yourself for real. So I feel like becoming a good artist is just becoming good at getting tapped in with yourself for real. I feel like that's why I need to be in this music space, even though I don't necessarily want to be, because I just have to be a beacon of light, reminding people of that. You, as a great artist, is you representing yourself, accurately representing whatever you're trying to express. That look different for everybody because we all different people. But the closer you get to that, the closer I think you get to your peak artistry. And man, this music shit really does make you learn how to like appreciate yourself in all forms. And sometimes it make niggas hate themselves more. It brings out the self hate they have. I know me, it be bringing that shit out sometimes. The inner perfectionist, the like those times where it slips in like, oh like, nah, this isn't as catchy, or oh, I don't like that idea, or oh, I don't know about that. those things coming up is just like us like not accepting ourselves in different little ways. So what I be trying to do is honor that idea that comes first and try to see it through. At least try. And then if I don't like it, then I could go to something else. It's a practice of doing that shit. Because sometimes when you listen to your first idea, like that might lead you down the most creative path.
Hey, see, I'm about to run some errands. I might tap back in later.
Better G. All right,
Oh, matter of fact,
bro.
Matter of fact, play that real quick before you leave. Let me hear that.
Oh yeah. Hold on, child. My plugins. Yeah. I'm finished writing this track.
Main distractions gotta watch out for him. Someone around you just a monitor, yeah. You can bully me, I'll run you over. When they doubt on me, I bet they're over. Keep ascending, I can never fall. Make them think that I ain't up to none. Moving silence, it's attentional. They wanna knock me off my pivot well. Ain't gonna happen, keep on wishing no. Don't need a ghost, I know I ain't on that. Doing this shit and I been it up. I don't need no one, I'ma get it done. Pondering and I'm realizing just how far I come. Ain't forgiving or forgetting when y'all sign me out. Was at my lowest, my own people kept me while I was down. And these days, they tryna snoop around. I'm really cool enough, you now. Swear me, you don't family, that when I see you feel, yeah. They ain't believing me. They ain't believing me. They ain't believing me. They ain't believing me. Think I need to smoke some tree. Gon' get high as I can be. Tryna speak the high in me. Manifest reality. It's all lining up for me. Better watch CiaraITB. Moving tight, way too insane. We say cooking all day. But then work like a routine. But my niggas when I leave, you don't wanna fuck with me. Tryna warn you, no really. Even though it mean I seen I'm on my rock, I love body. I'm on my rock, I love body. I'm the one they wanna be. I'm the one they wanna be. Niggas said they jockin' me. I run up, but they gon' copy. I done helped out so many, but who was with me when I needed them? That's when I found out that most people really fake as hell. I almost thought that niggas really tried to leave me there. Was me and y'all knew who built the shit up, but God is here. How they tryna take credit and that shit, but it's what I did. That's just ridiculous. Ain't put no pen in this. I gave everything I done ran on empty tanks for this. But my outlets were already emptied out my bank for this. I'm at scientist, I don't really win insane for this.
Yo, we gonna finish this today.
Yeah, need that.
Yo, those Glock 40 beats, man. That One Life H nigga. He got me in the chokehold. That nigga's beats is fucking perfect. Yo, we gotta cook up some. Whenever you get a chance, we gotta cook up. Yo, I gotta get you in here with Flexing. So let me know when you available for that, and then I could set up a time to get you on here with a segment with him.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Chat. Follow Cartier, man. If you're not following Cartier. Hey, wait. Yo, them people you did that ad for, man, I was so mad they didn't put your song on there, bruh. I said, y'all really got Cartier in this ad and didn't put Gotham Pirate on that bit? Like, damn, bruh. Like, they could have just typed Cartier in the little Spotify shit.
Oh, yeah.
I like coming out. That's the only thing that would have made it better. Cause I was scrolling and I was like, wait, who the fuck is this nigga that looked like Cartier? And I was like, oh shit, that is Cartier.
Yeah, you know, one of my many
I was like,
hats,
W
some
side
fashion
quest.
model, everything.
Yeah, I
know?
was like, W side quest. Like, I knew he was gonna do it, but I was like, oh shit. I was like, why does nigga look like Cartier? And then I was like, oh, this nigga doing the ad / skit. Cause the part at the end, crap, yeah, what the fucking the sign when niggas had you hostage, I was like, no, this is perfect for him. I was like, nah, he must have creative directed this shit or something.
I did actually. I
Yeah, I
actually
figured.
created that skit.
Yeah, I figured because I was like, nah, Cardi had to set this shit up. Hey, see, I thought that shit. Okay, well, next time tell them niggas to go ahead and put that Cartier in the back. Oh, Yodi, come on, get down, bud. Get down, bud. But chat, make sure I go follow Cartier. Y'all will see him at some point. I don't know when, but soon. I mean, it's ITB summer. Oh, Cartier,
Yeah.
you got to pick what ITB University class you want to teach. It could be anything. Anything.
Cause hell, I
Nigga, it
could
could be the art of
really.
pimping, nigga. Who cares? Look, it could be anything. I'm just saying. You're a professor.
Man,
You could do multiple classes too.
I think I don't know. I'm gonna have to come up with a. I don't want to do like no cliche class name. I'm gonna come up with something creative for my class name.
But hey, we gonna see. We gonna get
But
this. We
but
almost
yeah, I'm
done
gonna
with
tap back in sometime this week.
Bet,
Which yeah, I'm I either text you or I jump in and let you know when we can do the segment.
bet. And then I'll hit up close.
But yeah, then I have my class by then too.
Oh yeah. Okay, bet. Chat. Tap on Cartier. Or else. I mean,
Much love,
it's out.
see, much love, chat, man. It's only the beginning.
Later,
Well,
bro.
this ain't the beginning. This ain't even the beginning for us, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what it is. I don't know where we at, but you know what I'm saying? We only gonna
Hell
elevate into
yeah.
the outer essence of space with this shit. You know what I'm talking
Oh
about?
yeah. Overly, brother G. Hell yeah, and we got some clips
Yeah.
from Cartier too. We got some clips. Oh yeah, I'ma send you this video. I recorded the last part of our convo, the last hour and a half. So I'm gonna just put it on the plug channel, and you could, if you want to go back and get clips from it. But we could just post that for the people.
But yeah, catch you later.
All right, gang, safety. All right, Shay, I'm gonna get that uploaded for y'all.